building credit takes time. You cannot go from 0 to 800 in a week, sis. That's not how it works. What's up, you guys? It's your girl, Erica B, back at it again with a YouTube video. Alright, y'all, so y'all can see by the title, today I'm going to be teaching y'all how to build credit as a college student. Before we get into this video, I'm going to go through and let y'all know what this video is going to be about. So the first thing I'm going to be talking to y'all about is why you need credit. And then I'm going to be telling y'all how I built my credit. And then I'm going to give y'all some factors that affect your credit. And then I'm going to give y'all some tips for credit building or whatever you want to call it. Alright, y'all. So before I get started with why you need credit, I'm going to put right here on the screen so y'all can see what my credit score is looking like. My credit score is a 753. And I'm putting proof up there so y'all don't think I'm just or nothing, you know. I know what I'm talking about. Alright, cool. So, first of all, why do you need credit? Well, when you get older and you go out and try to buy things like a house or a car, unless you got $20,000, $20,000, $30,000 to drop on a brand new car, $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 to drop on a new house, you're going to need credit because you're going to have to go and get a mortgage or get a car loan or something like that, and they're not going to do it if you don't have credit. That's why it is so important to start building credit now at a young age so that you won't run into those issues, you know, when you get older and actually ready to start making real purchases. Alright, so let me tell y'all how I built my credit. I built my credit solely through credit cards. Now, y'all, I was told when I was younger not to get credit cards. Credit cards are bad, and that you should only have debit cards, which are bank cards, and you know, like just all this bad stuff about credit cards. But in all honesty, the credit card is the easiest way, quickest and easiest way to, you know, build up your credit. So the very first card I got was a Journey card with Capital One. When I got that card, I was 18 years old. I had just turned 18 like maybe a month before. It was like right before I started my freshman year of college. And when I got that card, I had a $300 limit on it. And then eventually it increased to $500. And I believe that's because, you know, I was making the payments on time and everything. So they increased my limit. And then I had that card for like a year and some months. And then last December, which was December 2018, I went and got me an Amazon Prime card. And when I got that card, I had a $1,500 limit. And I'm assuming that's because, you know, I have a good credit history. You know, I was making my payments on time. And then back in May, I went and I got me a card with Best Buy. Now it's that's a store credit card. It's like you can't go use it making any purchases anywhere. I could have gotten one like that, but I feel like I didn't need that since I already had two. And my Best Buy card came with a $3,000 limit. So in all, I have 3 credit cards, and I have very good payment history on all of them. I've never made a late payment ever. Alright, let me tell you how to check your credit score. I know y'all saw in the beginning when I put the thing on the screen. I use Credit Karma. Now, you know how they be saying like checking your credit score lowers your credit score. But in all honesty, checking your credit score with Credit Karma does not lower your score. I go to it. I think I went to it like 2 or 3 times before I did this video, and it was the same every time I went to it. Y'all be seeing the little Credit Karma commercials. You know, it's true, y'all. It's true. It don't lower your credit score. So I highly recommend Credit Karma. They got you go to it online, and they also have an app. So yeah. Alright, so now I'm going to tell y'all the different factors that affect your credit score. I'm going to go in order from the least impact all the way up to the highest impact. Okay, so there are 6 different factors that affect your credit score. Now, two of them have a very low impact, and that is hard inquiries and the number of accounts you have. So yeah, a hard inquiry comes when they run your credit. So like when you're applying for a loan or when you're applying for a credit card, those are like hard inquiries. Now I don't believe store credit cards are hard inquiries because Best Buy didn't run a hard inquiry, but my other two credit cards did. So having hard inquiries affects your credit score, but it's minimum. So like if you have, ideally you want to have less than 2 on your account at one time. And once you get a hard inquiry, it stays on your account for 2 years. So literally last month, my first hard inquiry just went off my account last month. And so now I only have 1 hard inquiry on my account. And then with your number of accounts, having a small number of accounts like me, like I have 3 accounts, it's kind of like, it's not really lowering my score, but if I had more accounts, my score could be higher, basically. Like they want to see, they say that lenders want to see that you have multiple accounts open and all that. Ideally, you want to have like more than 11. But I'm in college, that's like unrealistic for me to have 11 accounts. Like I'm not gonna have 11 credit cards. I'm not going taking out loans and all this stuff. So yeah, but it has a low impact on your score, so you really don't have to worry about that too much. Okay, now the next one, it has a medium impact on your score, and that is credit age. All right, y'all, so ideally, they want you to have like 7+ years of credit history, but I mean, there's nothing you can do about that. You just have to build that over time. But this is the catch, y'all. When you open up a new credit account, it lowers your credit age because they go and they take the average of your credit ages. So like my oldest account is 2 years and 4 months, and then my newest account is only 4 months. And so they average that, and I think they average in the one that's 9 months too. And it gives me a credit age of 1 year and 1 month. So yeah, I could be on my road to 7 years, but my age keeps getting lower because, you know, new accounts average. But, so this is kind of like the catch-22 of it. Like they want you to have a lot of accounts open, but they also want you to have a long credit age, but when you open a new account, it lowers your credit age. So what I recommend, since the number of accounts has a low impact and the credit age has a medium impact, I say focus more on the credit age. You know, don't try to go and open up 11 accounts all in one time and try to build it like that. I say just focus on your credit age, especially in college. You know, get your 1 credit card, keep that for a little minute, and you know, just build your credit age like that. Okay, now these next 3, well, the last 3, they have a high impact on your score, and that's derogatory marks, credit card utilization, and your payment history. Now I don't have any derogatory marks, and I really don't know what derogatory marks are, so I'm not going to get into that because I don't want to give you any misinformation. So we're going to go into credit card utilization. So what they recommend is that you use less than 30% of your entire credit limit. My credit limit for all my accounts altogether is $5,000. I have a $5,000 credit limit, and I'm using $601 out of all of that. So I'm only using 12%. So my credit utilization is really good right now. Ideally, you want to be less than 10. Like if you get 9% or more, that's excellent. I mean 9% or less, that's excellent. But as long as you're under 30, you good. And then the payment history, y'all, this one is so important. Like I'm telling y'all, if y'all have 1 late payment, just 1 late payment, that could like completely ruin your credit score from 1 late payment. Like my payment history, I have about 37 total payments on my account if I'm not mistaken, and my payment history is 100%. I pay every single one of my credit card bills on time. No excuses, no exceptions. Like even when you get to like, if you had like a 98% credit history, you getting into that okay range and getting on down. 97, you in the bad range, and like your credit score is just, sis, sir, make your payments on time. And I'm finna give y'all some tips on how to do all this stuff. So the first thing I want to tell you is how to pay your credit card bills. Like, every credit card I have has an app. I have one for Chase, because that's my Amazon cards with, and then Capital One for my Journey card, and then I have the Best Buy app that goes through Citibank for my Best Buy card, and I pay all of my bills through those apps. And then on top of that, I highly recommend setting reminders like 2 days in advance. 1 day at the minimum, but at least 2 days in advance. And if you're not like a reminder person, you know, if you're a planner person, put in your planner. But put the due date down. It's 2 days before when it's actually supposed to be paid. And let me tell you why. Because when I went to make my very first credit card payment, I did not know that there was a time limit. I believe after 6 or 7 p.m., they stopped taking payments on one of my cards, and then your stuff will post the next day. And you know, I knew that day that I had to pay it, but I kept forgetting. I'm like, okay, I'll do it when I get home. I'll do it when I get home. When I got home, it was late, and it did not post to the next day, but thank God it did not get counted as a late payment. But that's why I say set your reminder 2 days in advance, so you be on it and you get it done, and you don't have to worry about any time issues or any of it. Alright, so now I got some tips for y'all. So the very first tip I have for you is to use your credit cards regularly. If you go too long without using your credit card, they will close your credit account, and you do not want them closing out your credit accounts. So what I recommend is using your credit card at least once every month or once every other month to avoid your account getting closed out. My second tip is to not buy things on credit if you cannot make the minimum monthly payments. Typically, the minimum payments are $25. My Best Buy credit card has a minimum of $28, but typically it's $25. So if you buying something this month and you know you can't pay at least $25 on the next month, you don't need to be buying it, because you about to mess up your credit already, and you ain't even started building it yet. My next tip is, if you make a large purchase on credit, try to pay more than a minimum balance on it every month. That way you can get that balance down quicker. Like for me, I have my MacBook on my Best Buy card. That MacBook was about a little over $800. And so the minimum payment is $28, but I pay $67 on it every month. So I recommend, if it's gonna be a large purchase, $500, $600, then you should try your best to pay more than the minimum amount every month. And the very last tip I have for y'all is that building credit takes time. You cannot go from 0 to 800 in a week, sis. That's not how it works. Like, I've had my credit accounts open for 2 years and 4 months. I just got my score up to 753 like 2 to 3 weeks ago. Like, it takes time to build credit. Credit is not built overnight. It's gonna take some time. And yeah, with that being said, that's all I got for this video, you guys. If y'all have any questions about anything I said, leave it in the comments down below, and I'll try my best to answer it. And yeah, if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. And I will see you in the next one.